18th of November 2022. The range and tracking operations for Vikram S are being undertaken by SDSC SHAR range operations at ISRO. Telemetry data will be captured by ISRO Telemetry Tracking and Command Network Station of ISRO and relayed to the control center.
The seamless joint efforts of various ISRO centers, including the SDSC SHAR, ISTRAC, VSSC, Skyroot team and InSpace, have enabled the Skyroot Vikram S rocket to be launch ready in a short period of time. InSpace Technical Mission Readiness Review Committee members from ISRO centers, InSpace ex officio experts from ISRO rigorously reviewed launch vehicle and integration preparation and gave guidance to enable final launch clearance. The maiden rocket launch for Skyroot Aerospace is perhaps the most important milestone for the Indian private space sector since the space reforms announced by Government of India. Though one small step, it is a giant leap to demonstrate the ability of the Indian space private sector. This will pave the way for many such private sector launches. The path-breaking launch of the first indigenous sounding rocket Rohini 75 that took place in November 20, 1967 laid the foundation of the Indian space program and changed the trajectory of the Indian space sector. Likewise, Mission Prarambh, which is the first Indian private sector launch, marks the beginning of a new dawn and which will propel the Indian space sector into next orbit.
So we are about 8.5 minutes away from the launch. Why don't you in the meantime tell the viewers what is the objective of today's mission and whether Vikram S is carrying with it any payload?
Thank you, Madhuri. We from the MCC, we continue to monitor the launch very closely, and as you have asked, what is the objective of today's mission and what is flying abroad on board today. So to tell you briefly, to tell our viewers briefly, Prarambh mission is a technology demonstrator flight which will help test space-grade hardware and systems and validate technologies that will be used in the subsequent launches coming up next year for Skyroot. The company is working on 3 orbital class rockets in the Vikram series, again named after the founder of space program, Dr. Sarabhai. Vikram S carries with its 3 customer payloads, which are non-deployable PCB-based payloads equipped with sensors and instrumentation to validate the flight worthiness and the payload integration process. Now we have this a very interesting thing which is flying with the vehicle is something called Hello Space cards. What we have done is, it is something special, and we have made cards called Hello Space cards, and they are flying on board carrying wishes, good wishes of 300 people who have contributed to this mission from Skyroot, ISRO and InSpace. So we have put these cards on the vehicle, and this vehicle is going to carry these cards in around 6 minutes and 43 seconds from now. You can see the launch pad has been cleared of men, and yes, please stand by for an interview by Chairman InSpace, Dr. Pawan Goenka. We will shortly show you an interview with Dr. Pawan Goenka, Chairman InSpace.
Health is observed to be nominal.
Proceeding today is a historic milestone day in India's private sector's journey into the space sector. This has been possible because of the space reforms announced by the Government of India in June 2020. And the Skyroot Aerospace team, in a very short period of 2 years, have come to this point where they could launch the suborbital vehicle, VKS. The ISRO team, the InSpace team, have played a big role in enabling the launch today, and I'm looking forward to a successful launch and a start of a new era in India's space sector.
Back to the live feed, where the rocket view is available to you. The Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Jitendra Singh, flanked by Chairman ISRO and Department of Space Secretary Shri S. Somanath, and also by Shri Pawan Goenka, Chairman of InSpace. These dignitaries have graced this occasion, and it shows the importance. It shows the importance of the launch and the importance which the government of India is according to this launch. 4 minutes, 52 seconds to the launch, and we are honored and we are inspired to see the top leadership of this country in the space sector.
One to blockhouse, the data reception is nominal. The signal strength observed is also good.
In the space sector, supporting this launch. And as we all know, this today definitely is a historic day, where after opening the space sector, with the government support, with the support of agencies like InSpace, the facilitator, and with the support of ISRO, with the facilities which ISRO has created over the years, we are all set to create another history today, where India takes a giant leap towards private sector participation in the space industry.
Minus 4 minutes.
3 minutes, 58 seconds to the launch, and all clear. Weather you can see is very fine here. As my colleague has already told, उन्होंने बताया है कि मौसम बहुत ही बढ़िया, मौसम बहुत ही अनुकूल, हवाएं बहुत ही धीमी गति से 7 या 8 किलोमीटर प्रति घंटा की रफ्तार, 7 या 8 मीटर प्रति सेकंड की रफ्तार से हवाएं बह रही हैं, और हमारे रॉकेट जो है ये डिजाइन किया हुआ है करीब करीब 25 मीटर पर सेकंड वेग तक इस रॉकेट को हम लॉन्च कर सकते हैं। इस बढ़िया मौसम के हम इंतजार कर रहे थे, और हमें आज ये अवसर मिला है, और हम इस लॉन्च के काफी करीब हैं। अब सिर्फ 3 सेकंड बच गए हैं।
As we wait for the history in the making, the launch of a first privately owned company from the Indian soil. These are the views from the Mission Control Center VVIP Gallery, with the top brass of ISRO, along with Chairman InSpace and the Honorable Minister, eagerly waiting for the launch. We are about 2 minutes 40 seconds from the launch.
The efforts of more than 4 years are coming towards the first flotation, which will give a stepping stone
Event number 60 and 60.
to all of us. And on your view, the final views of the rocket as it prepares to take off, all the preparations are in place, all parameters behaving normally, and the launch being intently monitored. We will, Madhuri, why don't you tell us about a very important procedure called wind weighing for this stable rockets?
Yes, as we wait for the launch, let me just throw some light on it. Today morning's winds were measured using the wind profiler at SDSC. This data was then fed to the mission simulation software. And the corrections required in the launch elevation angle and the launch azimuth angle to compensate for the performance deviations of Vikram S due to this wind are calculated. As you know, these adjustments are possible with the launcher. The azimuth and the launch elevation angle have been set accordingly. The launch azimuth is at 80 degrees and 100 degrees, the LEA and launch azimuth, as I said. And this is what is required for this mission. This is a standard procedure for all the suborbital rocket launches from SDSC.
उड़ान से 1 मिनट 10 सेकंड दूर हम लोग, और जैसे मेरी सहयोगी माधुरी जी ने बताया आपको कि हम लोगों ने आज सुबह ये हवा की रफ्तार गति नापी है, और इस मापन को हमने अपने मिशन सिमुलेशन प्रोग्राम में डाला है, और कौन सी एंगल से किस धरती से कितना एंगल बनाते हुए ये रॉकेट उड़े, ताकि हम जो चाहते हैं, जो कक्षा हम चाहते हैं, जो ऊंचाई हम चाहते हैं, वो हमें मिले। ये माधुरी जी ने बताया आपको। रॉकेट का व्यू लॉन्च से सिर्फ 30 सेकंड दूर। हम अब ज्यादा बोलने वाले नहीं हैं कुछ देर तक। हम आपके साथ मिल करके
80 completed.
इस रॉकेट की व्यूज को एंजॉय करेंगे. Last few minutes, last few seconds, 20 seconds, we momentarily go quiet and we feel the launch along with you. We enjoy the launch along with you. Just 10 seconds to launch.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Event number 96 completed.
And we have a successful liftoff of Vikram S rocket. I think I should be able to show you the jubilant environment here at the Mission Control Center where the entire team is celebrating the launch and the spin stabilized rocket. The views from the launcher camera. In a few seconds, the vehicle will undergo the condition of maximum aerodynamic pressure followed by the motor burnout, and we will get you those confirmations shortly. The vehicle will experience Qmax around 15 seconds, and at the same time maximum aerodynamic loads will occur. Just to remind the viewers, this is an aerodynamically stabilized vehicle. At 20 seconds flight time, we have reached Mach 5, which means it is flying at 5 times the velocity of sound. And with this, the vehicle has achieved hypersonic velocities.